love interest and you want them to like you, so you act like what you think is your best self. But often that so-called best self is just what we think the other person wants to see. The solution is simple. Tap into your intuition. Laura Day is a practicing intuitive and joins us now with some tips to attract love. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, so let's talk about it, kind of defining it. Explain what it means to be an intuitive.
Intuition is that ability to really move your senses to places you didn't think they could go. It's those out of the blue flashes of insight that help us on our way.
All right, so do you think everybody has that skill, or maybe we're not aware of it, or we just don't know how to find it?
Everybody has a skill. We're trained out of it because we're trained since we're little to really go to intellect, whereas there's a wealth of information that our attention gives us to make decisions.
All right, well then let's get into some of your tips, and maybe people can find theirs in this noisy world, right? The first is to create chemistry. So how do you do that when you're trying to act like your true self? That might not be your true self, right?
Well, I mean, your true self after a bad day is different than your true self when you're happy. So really it's about doing the things that help you exude those wonderful chemicals that say, I'm pleasure, I'm available, I'm here. It could be exercise, it could be dancing to music, it could be beating a pillow. But find that chemical space inside of yourself where what you're sending out, remember we're animals, is going to get you a response.
Yeah, you see when people do that, you know. The next one, engage telepathy. What does that mean? How do you do that?
So telepathy is really our ability.
Sorry.
That's
I can't pronounce it, more or less have it.
It has a whole language of its own intuition, but telepathy is really our ability to send out a signal. And it's been very well researched that even over a distance, we are sending messages to our environment all the time. A way to do it effectively in love is to make a patchwork quilt of experiences where you felt the way you want to feel in a relationship. And then try them on, really play with them. And what happens is you send out a call, and you send it out in a broader field than you think, that brings in people who are appropriate.
When you're ready, right? When you're ready for that.
Well, you know, I think we're never ready and we're always ready.
That's good. That's a good point. So how do you take the relationship from reaching goals anywhere from fantasy to reality?
A great way, is work on the relationships in your life now. Try having more fun with your friends. Reach out to people, do things, but also make spaces, whether they're altars, whether you like the mystical, or simply empty a drawer. Really practice having a relationship in your life. I danced with my husband in the living room. I had a teenager at the time who thought I was crazy, but I danced with him 6 months before I met him.
Wow, and then you met him.
And then I met him.
That's a great story.
Over there.
That's great. I see him. All right, finally, this one's easy enough. Spread the word.
We are so secretive about what we need and what we want.
Sure.
It's really important to let people know, and people are do-gooders. They really are by nature. Let people know, I'm looking for someone to share my life with. I think sometimes we phrase it in terms of pain. I'm miserable, I'm looking for someone so I'm not lonely. No, you're looking for somebody to build a life with. That's a gift to someone. And when you can integrate that sense, you can also share that with others.
Yeah, you're so right about that. It's all about the language there, isn't it? How we talk out loud and to ourselves. Laura, it's good to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, if you would like to learn more about Laura and what she does, you can visit her website or follow her on Instagram. That information right there on your screen. Corey.
All right, Tamsin. Well, coming up, new perspective on